The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a beautiful day, but the tea we have brewing in Genoa City is anything but peaceful. Grab your iced coffees and strap in, because we are diving deep into the absolute madness. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally filming this while I'm running errands, because I just had to jump on here and vent. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what I just witnessed. I was mid-skincare routine when the episode dropped, and I straight up gasped so hard I smeared my charcoal mask all over my pristine white rug. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because I could not handle the toxicity. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested. And I am personally deeply offended by what Victor Newman just pulled. It is giving major I cannot even energy, and my brain is visibly buffering from the sheer, unadulterated evil of it all. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let's set the scene, because if you haven't been paying attention to Nikki Newman's health storyline, you are missing the foundation of this entire cinematic masterpiece of a disaster. So basically, Nikki has been suffering from these absolutely blinding, world-ending headaches. We all know she has a long history with multiple sclerosis, and for the longest time, she was just brushing it off, being her stubborn, fabulous self, claiming it was just an MS flare-up. But genuinely, the pain has gotten so intense that our glamorous matriarch is literally spiraling into a full-blown existential crisis. She is completely convinced that she is dying. Like, she genuinely believes her time is up and she is not going to survive this. The sheer panic in her eyes, which is honestly so unhinged because she's survived literally everything else in this town, is breaking my heart. I'm literally hyperventilating right now, just thinking about how vulnerable she is. She's terrified, she's in agony, and she is desperately looking for a lifeline. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but enter Victor Newman. The man, the myth, the absolute menace. Bestie, be for real right now. When Victor suddenly swoops in, acting like the doting, deeply concerned husband, we all know we need to check our wallets and lock our doors. After weeks of them having this incredibly sour, toxic dynamic. Because, let's not forget, they are separated. And he's been an absolute nightmare to deal with regarding Nick and Adam and literally everyone else. He suddenly flips a switch. He's playing the devoted caretaker, sitting by her bedside, holding her hand, whispering sweet nothings, and convincing her that he is the only one who can protect her. It's a high-octane, psychological masterpiece of manipulation. He is weaponizing her terror. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, but seriously, he is using her literal fear of death to get back into her good graces, and I am screaming at my screen. He is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with this man. And this is where the tea gets so hot it is genuinely scalding my vocal cords. Victor tells Nikki that in order for him to take over her care and ensure she gets the absolute best, most exclusive specialized therapies, she needs to sign a medical power of attorney. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. This is Victor Newman we are talking about. He brings in this massive, intimidating stack of legal documents. And don't even get me started on the vibes in that room. The lighting was so weirdly dim, like a villain's lair. And Nikki's just lying there, completely exhausted and desperate. Hidden deep, deep inside all that complex legal jargon, buried under paragraphs of medical mumbo-jumbo, is a clause that transfers her entire personal stash of Newman Enterprises shares into a private trust. A trust that Victor has absolute 100% unilateral control over. I am literally shaking. He didn't just get her to sign over her healthcare choices. He got her to sign away her corporate empire while she was literally weeping about her own mortality. I need a moment. I genuinely need to pause, because my heart rate is through the roof. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Actually, no, real quick tangent. Did anyone else notice the pen he gave her to sign it with? It was this heavy, ridiculously ostentatious gold fountain pen, and the scratchy sound it made on the paper was straight up ASMR from hell. It was like listening to the sound of a soul being sold to the devil. Anyway, snapping back to the tea. The betrayal here is astronomical. Nikki trusts him in this moment. She looks at him with these tear-streaked eyes, believing that the love of her life is stepping up to save her, and instead, he is legally robbing her blind. It's the ultimate betrayal. I am clutching my chest because I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. This isn't just a business move. This is a deeply personal, emotionally violent hijacking of his own wife's legacy. So now the ink is dry, and what does Victor do? He immediately gets the doctors to pump Nikki full of these heavy painkillers and sedatives. She is completely out of it, floating in this drug-induced haze, totally unaware that she has just handed over the keys to her kingdom. She's practically comatose, sleeping away her days, completely at his mercy. It's giving major gothic horror, like a modern-day captive in a castle. I am watching this woman, who is usually a total powerhouse, reduced to a pawn in Victor's sick, twisted chess game. And the stakes? The stakes are astronomical, besties. We are talking about the balance of power at Newman Enterprises, the very thing this family has shed actual blood over for decades. And Victor is just sitting there sipping his scotch, looking at her sleeping form with this cold, calculating, dead-eyed stare. I cannot even. But wait, it gets infinitely worse. You would think Victor would just hold on to the shares, right? Just keep them in his back pocket as leverage? Nope. The man doesn't even wait for the sun to set before he starts liquidating her assets. He is straight up selling off her personal holdings, cashing out her investments, and moving massive amounts of money around. When people ask questions, he just smoothly lies and says it's to pay for her exclusive, highly specialized therapies. Bestie, what therapies? She is lying in a bed at the ranch. He is literally looting her estate while she is still breathing. It is the most unhinged, diabolical, supervillain behavior I have ever witnessed on daytime television. He is basically grave robbing his own wife before she's even dead. I am pacing around my kitchen right now, just narrating this, because the sheer audacity is making me physically aggressive. And just when you think Victor has gotten away with the perfect crime, enter the Ice Queen herself, Victoria Newman. Thank the soap gods for Victoria. She has been the only one consistently pushing Nikki to go see a real doctor, to get a proper diagnosis, and to stop brushing these headaches off. Victoria walks into the ranch, and she immediately senses that the vibes are entirely off. She sees her mother completely snowed under on medications, and she sees her father acting way too calm, way too in control, and way too secretive about the finances. Victoria is no fool. She was raised by the devil himself, so she knows his playbook front to back. When she starts poking around and realizes that massive chunks of Nikki's portfolio are suddenly being liquidated, the alarm bells don't just ring, they explode. You guys, the look on Victoria's face when she started piecing it together, cinema, absolute cinematic perfection. She realizes that her father is hollowing out her mother's estate. She knows Victor doesn't need to liquidate Nikki's personal shares to pay for medical care. The Newmans have infinite money. Victoria is genuinely realizing that Victor is using Nikki's terrifying health crisis as a smokescreen to seize total corporate control and strip Nikki of her autonomy. The tension between Victoria and Victor right now is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. She is glaring at him, and he is giving her that classic Victor Newman condescending smirk, and I am literally screaming at my television, "Take him down, Vic!" This specific betrayal feels like a personal attack on my soul, because how can a family be this broken? And don't even get me started on the vibes of what Victoria might do next. She is basically a carbon copy of Victor when it comes to corporate warfare, which is honestly so unhinged when you think about it. If she decides to team up with Nick or Adam, wait, no, Adam is busy babysitting Matt Clark at the ranch. Did I mention that? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, but if Victoria rallies the siblings to expose Victor's fraudulent power of attorney, it is going to be the trial of the century. She is straight up going to have to prove that her mother was not of sound mind, which means exposing Nikki's deepest, darkest health vulnerabilities to the entire board of Newman Enterprises. The collateral damage is going to be astronomical. I am genuinely hyperventilating, just picturing the boardroom screaming matches. So basically, we are looking at the complete and total destruction of the Newman family trust. Victor has officially crossed a line that not even his billion-dollar checkbook can fix. I'm calling it, the villain arc is about to go nuclear, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way this stays a secret for long. When Nikki finally wakes up from this drug-induced fog and realizes that her doting husband stole her life's work while she thought she was taking her final breaths, the explosion is going to level Genoa City. I genuinely don't think Victor can ever survive this. It is the ultimate point of no return. Okay, I need to go breathe into a paper bag and rethink my entire emotional investment in these fictional billionaires, because my grip on reality is slipping. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. Drop your unhinged theories in the comments, because I need to know I am not spiraling alone.